But it was also around this time, so about early September, we kind of took our first big blow. Tony, for one reason or another, just stopped coming around. He didn't speak to us much, and he had started coming around sporadically as well. He had missed a couple shows and just wasn't seeming like himself, and we really didn't know why. He really wasn't talking to us, and eventually by early September 2006, he just stopped coming around, and we really didn't speak to him after that.
Unfortunately, I guess we didn't really see much of Tony after that. He was a very, very close friend of mine when we were young, and a lot of this wrestling stuff involved him, and doing it at his place and hanging out with him, and it was awesome for me as a kid to have that friendship and everything. So it was pretty disappointing for me that he wasn't around at the back half of that.
I'm not sure exactly what happened. I don't know really where he went. At the time of filming this, it has been nearly 13 years, and I still haven't ever spoke to him. He just kind of disappeared, and we never really knew why. But we had lost Tony, and that was a big blow, because again, when we originally started this in 2004, it was me, Tony, and Daniel, and it was kind of like we were the Three Musketeers. We were the originators of SBWF, or ultimately SMIW, and without him being there, it really felt odd for a little while. It was strange not having that third guy, that third original guy around.
Life is life, and everybody's got their own past to live and lead, and you never know what's going to happen. So I just kind of wonder what it'd been like, if some of the other people had stuck around more and did it more often, how much more we could have potentially accomplished. Because one of the great things about what we've done then and what we've done up to this date is doing so much with so little. We did an awful lot, very short-handed, and not just for me, because I was in and out of the picture quite a bit throughout the years. So, just as a props to D and his brother, they managed to hold everything together, pretty much just the two of them, with very limited means for a long time. So that was once again very much just a great honor to be a part of all that, and seeing it last through all of the things that it had to go through, particularly when it comes down to Tony being an OG, if you will, and starting the whole thing, and how quickly things change.
We did have Nick to kind of fill that void. Plus, we also lost Tommy. We had tried to bring in a couple other people that showed up maybe once or twice, and then never came back. So I think at this point it was just me, Dwayne, and Nick, and that's kind of how it ran for a good while.
This thing has always, it seemed like, revolved around a group of 3 people, and you'll have some other guys kind of float in and out. And for the first 2 years, a little over 2 years, it was me, Daniel, and Tony. And then once Tony was gone, Nick stepped into Tony's spot, and it became the 3 of us, me, Daniel, and Nick. And so, I was very grateful for Nick to step up, kind of take that role, and he, really started doing some really good stuff with us. And if Nick wouldn't have been around right then, who knows? That once again may have been the end of SMIW right then and there. But I'm very thankful that he was around at the time and that he stepped up the way that he did.